Welcome back to SCV Today. We're coming to you from Charter College in Canyon Country, a place to go for education if you want to become a medical assistant, dental assistant, massage therapy, legal assistant, which kind of brings us into Mike Bjorkman in a way because, well, look at you. What?
It's very legal.
Perfect.
Speaking of trouble with law, no, I'm kidding.
You know, I'll tell you one thing interesting about real estate. As a real estate agent, we are absolutely, positively not allowed to give legal advice. How do you like that?
No, you're right. That's a good point. That's a very good point.
Yeah, with my team, I'm constantly saying no. Anytime somebody says, oh, this contract, it's not legal to sign that, or it's illegal to do this, I say, no, no, no. You cannot give legal advice. You have not gone to Charter College.
Right. Well, and right before you came on, and Bob over here off camera said that the legal assistant program, there are elements that would be in the same league as real estate law.
Yeah.
And so those who would be studying legal assistance could have some application with real estate law. And that's a very good point. I'm glad you brought that up.
I don't want to quote statistics that I don't know 100%, but but in real estate, or in law, there are a certain percentage is very high that is real estate related. It's up there with family law. So there's a lot of things that go on with real estate. That's why your real estate education is so crucial, and what you learn, not just getting your license, but thereafter, year after year after year. Getting your real estate license is kind of silly. You have to have real estate principles and real estate practices in only one elective. And your electives might be finance or property management or economics, something like that. But in my opinion, it should be all those things and a lot more. And I think you should go to some four-year school, some vocational school, something like that, because what we're doing is turning people on the streets loose that don't have the proper knowledge to properly convey real estate.
And one of the things that I liked what you said just a moment ago is that you are not an attorney, you're not a lawyer, but you know the line when it gets crossed of when it goes from what work you do to when you do need to bring in a real estate attorney. How often does that happen? How often
It seems like every single transaction, there's a point in time where I have to tell the buyer or the seller, what you're asking me is legal advice, you need to consult with your attorney. And the sad part is, after selling over 4,000 homes in my career, I know most of the laws and the attorneys don't.
It makes sense, sure.
So I can give the legal advice with, full confidence. However, I just have to bite my tongue because I don't want to end up in court like that. So it's very serious.
So we're talking about careers today. And so what if someone is sitting home, they've been watching you for these last few months here on SCV Today, and they're thinking, wow, Mike Bjorkman's got his own company now, HomeSmart, and he's a really knowledgeable guy, and I'd be great at real estate. What's their first step? They want to do that?
Probably the easiest step would be to call me, and I have contacts within the educational field that will set you up right away to do your class. Most of my encounters are all online now. Everybody wants to do it online. Real estate's also a great career while you are going to school. You can do it. You can do it part-time. You can do it at night. Obviously, if you're going to take it seriously, it should be full-time. But I have a lot of agents that work for me that do want to go to school. My personal assistant, Michelle Kelly, she actually goes to school at night and practices real estate during the day, and it's her personal goal to get her degree, and I support that and appreciate that. So it's tied in with education a lot, and there's so many aspects of real estate we talked about on the show before. It's not just real estate. Once you could get into property management, you can get into working for a commercial broker, you can get into escrow, you can get into finance, you can get into short sales, loan modifications, you name it. It's a great avenue for all those different directions.
So for someone that's considering going into real estate and they're looking at HomeSmart, they're looking at you and they're thinking, oh, I don't know, he's so good, he's so advanced. Maybe I need to start over here first and then work my way up. I know that would be a bad move.
Right.
You tell them why HomeSmart and working with you is the best place to start.
Well, what I do is, since I still practice real estate as a broker, I take 20 years of experience and I lay it out on the table. Not only have I done every aspect of real estate, but I've excelled in it, perfected it, and taken it to the next level, which most agents can't or won't do. So if you're a new agent coming to me and says, Mike, I really want to work on a farm, or I really want to work on what to do with my sphere of influence or social media, I can help them in every aspect. A lot of the broker owners, not necessarily in Santa Clarita, but everywhere, they haven't sold a home in 20 years. So back in the day, remember, it was just knock on the door. Hi, do you want to sell your home? Well, I can show things with technology and mailing and all kinds of neat things that are new and hip and cool and really work and get out to a lot of people really quick.
My father gave me some advice, and I want to help answer that question too, because I was watching when I was wanting to get into racing a long time ago. We talked about that last week when the Brooks were on the program, and I was watching someone drive, and I was seeing all these problems that they had or whatever. And he said, "Why are you watching this guy? Because he's not any good. Why don't you watch that guy over there? Because he's the best." So to kind of go off of your question, I think people should be coming and contacting Mike.
Mike Bjorkman's the best?
Of course.
I sure
of course I
appreciate
am.
that.
Well, but you know why I say he's the best? Because he's proven he's the best. It's not because Mike comes on here and says he's the best. Because Mike doesn't come on and say he's the best. He says he's the best looking guy on set, though, whenever he's on camera. So I just want to say that. But it's obviously from what Mike has done in his career that has made him the best in Santa Clarita. Clearly, hands down.
Okay, you guys are embarrassing me.
Mike. Let's talk about inventory.
Let's talk about inventory. When this morning I was talking to Sherry Brown. You know, she's one of my favorite agents over at HomeSmart that works with me. She is a statistic person. Every day she gets up and watches the market, and then she feeds that statistics to me, so I don't have to spend hours and hours at 3 in the morning like she does looking for statistics. But I wanted to talk what happened in where our inventory is today. 270 properties. Now we all know this should be around 1,500 or 2,000. But what's interesting is 82% of those are standard sales. We talked a little bit about last week. The prices come up. Now we did the average. The prices are definitely over 20% in the last year. What they've come up in Santa Clarita. But 6% of those are foreclosures. 11% of those are short sales. Okay, so last closed in the month of March, first of all, is an interesting number, 286 closed escrow. So if we only have 270 on the market today and 286 closed last month, that shows that our inventory is getting worse and worse and worse.
Wow.
And that's what's causing agents to fly out of the business. They just can't handle it. They can't find inventory. But what's interesting here is we have 45% of those were short sales. Okay. Now,
wait, I'm sorry. 45% of which? The ones that closed?
The closed sales in March. 45% were short sales.
Okay.
My wife's calling in, ruining my thing there. Okay.
Anne-Marie.
Stop it.
Stop calling it.
So with 45% of those short sales and only 11% active this month, that is proof in the pudding that we're coming out faster and faster and faster. You never see numbers like that. You don't just drop from almost 50% to almost 10% in 1 month. That just shows Santa Clarita is pulling out of this faster and faster and faster. Another interesting statistic she gave me is of these homes that are on the market, 300,000 and under is what we consider first-time buyer range. Less than 4% of those are in that range.
Wow.
And what's even worse than that is 11% of all those actives 11% are single-family homes. So that 4% or 6% is condos. Break that down. There's 4 condos on the market in all of Santa Clarita.
Wow.
It's an amazing time to be into real estate.
What's the bulk right now? What's the majority of them? Maybe I'm putting you on the spot. With
No. We got all the statistics courtesy of Sherry Brown. But the 34% is between 300 and 500. And that's kind of our average range in here.
Okay.
So we really would like that to be up somewhere in the 60 to 70 range to have a normal market. But we're starved for inventory. Interesting number, 25% is 500 to 700. Good. Which is getting into what we call semi-luxury. And then 14% is 700 to 1 million. And then 12% is over $1 million. So we have over 26% of our inventory over 700,000.
Wow.
So that automatically gets rid of most of the average buyers in Santa Clarita. So if you want to bring our numbers, how many homes are really on the market, we're talking less than 100.
Wow.
And those homes have backup offers or in negotiating as we speak. Mm-hmm. So if you took half of those out, we're probably down to 50 or less homes on the market.
And real quick, because we have to wrap it up, but how many homes are there in Santa Clarita, to put that in perspective, if there's 100 homes?
I don't really know anymore. There's got to be somewhere 25,000, something like that. There's quite a few homes.
Okay.
It's a big number. I know my non-owner occupied database is 5,000, and then we have what we call the blind non-owner occupied database of another 5,000. So it's probably closer to 35, 40 then, if that's the number.
Mike Bjorkman, thank you very much.
It's
always
crazy out
fascinating.
there.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
I really like when you come on.
Thanks. And I was thinking, with this duck elasticity thing, you know, I know you've been considering that addictomy for quite some time now, and I
we
really
go.
want to make sure
There we
you don't
go.
choose the duck. Okay.
Thank you very much.
There's plenty of white horses that are sick out there that are willing to donate. So take that into consideration.
You know that
please.
line we talk about so often, Mike, about crossing over it or not crossing over it? You took a giant leap, my friend, right over the line.
Happy show this morning.
Speechless. I'm speechless.
Have a great day.
Oh,
Senator.
baby.
Okay,
That's
I
Mike
was worried
Bjorkman.
about you,
And,
buddy.
yeah, where can everybody reach you if they want to send email? Let's make certain we send that over there. Don't go to scvtoday.com. Go straight over there.
At least I hear Morris laughing.
And with that, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Mina Cresswell, try to top that, Mina, with Charter College with some final thoughts about the school year.